Good morning, everyone. Thank you for taking the time to come and listen to my presentation. For to us, why not know me? My name is Safira Novelia. I am from Management 64 1A01. My student ID number is 64 25 04 29. Today, I will be presenting on a key topic in English grammar, modal verbs, mastering the auxiliary verbs in English grammar. The main goal of this presentation is to give you a clear understanding of what modal verbs are, the rules for using them, and how they function with various examples. Table of contents. If divided this presentation into three main parts. First, we will cover the definition and rules. Second, we will look at example of 10 different modal verbs, and finally, we will wrap up with a conclusion and suggestion. Let's jump right into the first part. Starting with the definition as the slide shows. Modal verbs are a special type of auxiliary verbs that must always be used alongside an ordinary or main verb. Their main function is to express various meanings such as possibility, necessity, suggestion, or ability in a sentence. Now, let's look at the basic structure. The good now is that modal verbs have a very consistent or fixed usage formula. The formula is always subject plus modal verb plus verb 1 or base form. For example, is a positive sentence. They must study. The verb that follows is always it is base form. For a negative sentence, we simple add not after the modal subject plus modal verb plus not plus verb 1. Let's start with the first example, will. Will is one of the most frequently used modal verbs and it means akan, going to. It has a few conditions. First, it can express intention. I will go to your house tomorrow morning. Second, it can be used for making a prediction. She will forgive you later. And 3, we ask it for asking for a request. Will you have dinner with me? Moving on the wolf. Wolf is considered the past form of will or is used in more formal situation. It can still mean akan. It can express hypothetical willingness if he had apologized, a wolf forgive him. We also ask it for a polite request. Wolf, you lend me your phone? The next one is can, meaning bisa or dapat, able to. Can is also frequently used in daily conversation. The main function is expressing ability. I can show you my room. It's also used for asking for permission. Can I go to the mall? Next is cold. Cold has the same meaning as can but is often used as the past form or informal condition. It expresses possibility. When I was a single woman, I could do anything I want, and similar to work, it is used for a polite request called it hurt. Now me come the might, which means mungkin, possibility, or boleh, permission. We ask it for stating possibility with moderate certainty. Astrid might come after meeting with her client. It is also used for formally asking for permission. Might I visit my sixth friend? Moving on to me. Me is the past form of might and expresses less certain possibility. For example, stating the less certain possibility, I might meet a K-pop idol if I go to Seoul. It can also be used for imply formal requests. The next model is ought to. Ought to is a present model that means seharusnya or should and question. To show what is appropriate or correct. It expresses obligation or duty we ought to act now before we perform. Or it is used for giving suggestion or advice. You ought to use sunscreen to protect your skin. Next up is shall. Shall is a present modal typical used in formal situation and only with first person subject I and we. It expresses obligation or duty we shall give the management report the finance manager next week. It can also be used for asking for an opinion or suggestion. So, we tell HR about the incident. Finally, we have solved. Solve is primarily used to give advice or counsel, and it means seharusnya, a clear example for giving suggestion or advice. Dinda should change her Instagram password because it's hacked. Before concluding, let's quickly review the fundamental rules. Remember, a modal verb's form is always fixed. It should not be followed by as, at, or in. Crucially, a modal verb is always followed by verb 1 or base form. Also, you cannot use more than one modal verb in a single clause, and a modal verb cannot be preceded or followed by a to infinitive. To complete, modal verbs are essential auxiliary verbs that modify the meaning of the main verb to convey ability, necessity, or advice. Their structure is high, fixed, subject plus modal plus verb 1. Remember that the past from walk, called, might are often used for either polite tense or past context. For a final suggestion on how to master this topic, focus on understanding the specific function of each model in context, rather than just memorizing the translation. And always check your sentences against the two fundamental rules must be followed by verb 1 and the modal from must remain fixed. Before I conclude, let us briefly review the sources used for this presentation. Please turn your attention to the final content slide, which is the reference. All the definition, rules, and example present in this material are complete for various reputable online grammar resource. As you can see, I primarily consulted websites like HV English First, Grammarly, and the British Council to ensure the accuracy of the rules. That brings us to the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for your keen attention and for listening so carefully. Bye bye.